Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. In today's topic, I want to discuss with you what is a fixed index annuity and how might this work for your specific retirement situation. Now, a lot of individuals, the problem lies is a lot of individuals have accumulated dollars for retirement or just different cash accounts, and they're not exactly sure how to preserve this money. That's essentially, think of it like its own little bucket. They don't know how to preserve this money and protect it from downward market losses, and they don't want to keep paying advisor fees and miscellaneous mutual fund fees into their accounts. So they understand that those constant fees, those constant negatives that could completely hinder this retirement bucket is a bad thing. So this is why a lot of individuals have started to flock towards fixed index annuities. Now, when I talk about fixed index annuities, understand I'm talking about the correct fixed index annuities. You have about 300 different variations of fixed index annuities. A lot of them are really, really bad. Dependent upon your age, you have certain companies out there that have certain niche criteria. What I mean by that is, like, let's say if you're 45 years old and you have an old 401k account that's sitting at an old employer, well, you could go and roll it over into an IRA contract that's within a fixed index annuity that has certain guarantees, certain benefits with it. Now, for the individual that's age 45, one company might be really good for a male age 45. Another company might be really good for a female age 45. If you're 55, if you're 60, 65, 70, whatever that is, understand that it's most likely not going to be, out of the 300 different variations of these contracts, most likely one product is not going to be the best solution for you. It's going to have to be going through every single contract out there to make sure which is that specific niche company, that specific niche product that fits your criteria perfectly. And that's the most important thing to ever understand, regarding fixed index annuities. So what exactly would be the comparison of like an IRA contract that, and we'll just keep it very basic, an IRA contract that's involved with mutual funds versus preserving your monies with an IRA contract that's placed within a fixed index annuity? Well, dependent upon it, I'm going to talk about the most basic type of fixed index annuity. I'm not talking about any income riders or anything like that. Let's just say if this person with the regular traditional IRA with mutual funds is age 50 and he says, you know what, I want to at least accumulate this money for at least the next 10 years. Well, when they're doing this, already we've seen constant market volatility. We've seen the market go up one day, go down the next. That's going to scare the heck out of people. Mutual funds will always have that risk associated there. A mutual fund is strictly an investment. If the market wants to go down, well, then your bucket, your retirement bucket that is linked to that specific mutual fund account will go down. If the market goes up, well, then that bucket linked to the specific mutual fund account will go up, depending upon how you diversify that portfolio. So those mutual funds are not free. Those mutual funds come with a cost, and it's known as mutual fund related fees. Okay? Most likely, if you go into a traditional advisor, those traditional advisors are going to recommend mutual funds. They're always going to recommend the growth because that's how somebody was taught. That's how exactly you have wealth accumulation specialists out there that go towards risky investments, and then you have retirement income specialists and retirement specialists that have more of that safer mindset. Right off the bat, my mindset is more on that safe, consistent play. I would rather get to the finish line there successfully than take that risk. So a lot of the things that I talk about, I'm talking about it because I've seen retirement disasters happen to clients after the fact. I've experienced the lady over in Florida that had $877,000 in her retirement account, and 3 years later, after I sat down with her to because she found me over the internet, her accounts were $52,000 and she didn't take a single dollar out. It was because of downward market losses and constant fees. That scenario is very realistic. Maybe not as extreme, but I've seen the $100,000, $200,000 hits like it's nothing. And it's so sad because these people are hysterically crying, whether I'm on the phone or whether I'm talking to them in person. So I know exactly what a negative aspect could do with these accounts. And this is why I constantly stress this in a lot of my educational content. So the mutual fund related fees are one thing. Let's say on average the mutual fund related fee is going to be about 1%. Well, that's before this account even starts doing anything, it has to beat out that 1% fee. A traditional financial advisor is going to charge you something known as a wrap fee or an advisor fee. And this is typically about 0.25% per quarter, so it equals about 1%, and that's on the low end, 1% per year. So that means regardless of whatever their advice is, that person might sound intelligent, but at the end of the day, if all your literature is going to say this is not guaranteed, past results do not project future performance or something regarding those lines. Understand that's an investment. There's nothing that advisor is going to be able to tell you. Yes, he might make you feel very secure saying, okay, this guy knows exactly what he's talking about, or this woman knows exactly what she's talking about. But at the end of the day, if the markets want to go down, the markets are going to go down. And you had to pay that advisor fee even if that market went down. You had to pay that mutual fund related fee even if the market went down. So that's the third negative, is the downward market loss potential. If the market goes down, and nothing significant, let's just say it drops 10% in a given year, which is very realistic. In 2008, the average portfolio that was set up with financial advisors averaged a 57% loss. So these were portfolios that were being charged all these additional fees on top of it, average a 57% loss in 2008 alone. So even if you had a minus 10% loss, that's 10% minus the 1% fee minus the 1% fee. So you're down 12% in the hole. And that's before anything. That's before you even trying to take out money. So anytime that the market's doing this, it's scaring the heck out of you because you say, oh my God, what's going on with my money? I thought I was going to be able to retire properly. My advisor told me I'm in a diversified portfolio that I should be really confident about. And this is why I don't recommend that specific route. I like dealing with fixed index annuities if it works for that individual's specific situation. In comparison, let's say if somebody had that safe, consistent mindset and they said, you know what, I want to gain whenever the market goes up, but I don't want to lose a dollar whenever the market goes down. I want to make sure that I could gain double-digit figures in a given year, that I have that peace of mind that I'm not paying mutual fund related fees. I'm not paying advisor fees. I don't have that downward market loss to my portfolio, so that I can always have the power of compound interest, not work in a negative aspect, but work in a positive aspect. And that's what these fixed index annuities can do. Now I'm saying can do because a lot of them are horrible, and that's my personal opinion. I've seen individuals say, oh, I sat down at a seminar and they were telling me about company XYZ and it sounded so good. Yeah, most likely if you're sitting down in a seminar with 20, 40, 50 different people, the odds that one product is going to work for every single person is slim to none. It's almost impossible. So that's why I always say, give our 1-800 number a call, just for a second opinion. When calling up into our office, say, I might be interested in a fixed index annuity, I don't really know, you would go deal with a fixed index annuity specialist. And they would tell you, essentially ask you a couple different questions, see exactly what your goals are, and see even if a fixed index annuity might be right for you. If what you're telling them is not correct, that person, it could be myself, it could be one of my other advisors, would be telling you straight up, what you're doing right now is going to get you to your goal successfully. There's no need to go and move stuff around and give yourself that headache if you could already get to that path successfully. But majority of individuals that do call into our office, we're able to find them different solutions. So back to this different comparison, in a very simplistic generic example of a fixed index annuity, your account, so think about this bucket but with a little bit of a lid over it, it's going to receive either a credit into your account or a credit of 0% into your account on an annual basis. So let's say you went and you set up your contract on October 1st of 2015. From October 1st of 2015 to October 1st of 2016, did the market gain? If let's say this specific fixed index annuity was linked to an S&P 500 that had a cap of 15% and a floor of 0%. Let's say after the first year, the market gained 20%. Well, if you had a cap of 15%, you're going to have a 15% credit into your account. Let's say the next year the market lost 20%. And exactly all it's going is from 1 year to 1 year. So it's going October 1st, 2015 to October 1st, 2016. Was there a gain? There was a gain. Okay, it has to be underneath the cap limit, and then that's exactly what would be credited there. If the market went down the next year, well, it went down, we have that floor of 0%. So we're going to keep that bucket lid closed. You're going to gain 0%. The next year, let's say the market gained 5%. Well, 5% will be underneath the cap rate so that you would gain 5% into your account. The next year, if it lost 5%, it would gain what? 0%. So it's going to cap you at a specific limit and give you a floor at a specific limit. So every year, you're either going to see, and let me pull up a new screen, you're either going to see kind of that bucket. Anytime that there's a gain, you're going to see the gain get poured inside, and then your bucket's going to be closed and ratcheted in. So let's say if you have a good year off of that same example of 15% cap, let's say the market gained 20% one year, and then the market crashed 20%, crashed 20%, crashed 20%. Well, you're going to have a gain of, let's say you had $100,000 to start off with. You're going to have $115,000 after the first year, and then the next second year is going to be 115. The third year is going to be 115. Fourth year is going to be 115 because you never participated in that downward market losses. On top of it, you're not paying mutual fund related fees or advisor fees. So if this video was interesting to you, if this helped explain some of the different things with fixed index annuities, maybe you don't like a fixed index annuity, and now because of this educational piece, that maybe it's not for you. Maybe you have a long time horizon. Maybe you want to have a little bit more of that risk, because with the mutual fund you have uncapped growth potential, but you also have uncapped loss potential. With this one, you have some sort of capped growth potential. You have some uncapped strategies, but they have things known as spreads associated with them. You have participation rates. You have different variations of that. But understand, the fixed index annuity is more dealt for the individual that just wants to have safe, consistent growth into their account year by year. You could also attach an income rider. If someone's looking for lifetime income, they could have two different aspects. They could have their actual physical money grow flatline, grow flatline, grow flatline. And then they also have a secondary account, which kind of acts like a personal pension plan, that if you're 50 years old and let's say you want to retire at 65, the company will provide you a specific guaranteed lifetime income guaranteed through their income rider. So they would say, okay, at age 65, you're guaranteed X amount of thousand. At age 66, you're guaranteed even higher. 67, even higher. So it's going to tick up, higher and higher and higher. So there's ways on how you could have, and that's known as a hybrid annuity. That's all it is a fixed index annuity with an income rider. That's what makes it hybrid. But for the most part, I deal with them on a daily basis. My company deals with these on a daily basis. I highly believe in them. I've seen them do really good things. I saved a lot of people just this past month. I was dealing with a client in one of the other states. Right now, we're located over in Florida, but we deal with clients on a national basis. I saved some ladies when the market. It was in August. The market was kind of doing an upward shift, a downward shift, an upward shift, a downward shift. I ended up saving my client $45,000 because we did the transfer at the correct time. It does happen. But understand, it's not going to be super sexy, these products. It's just going to get you to that finish line successfully. So just, at any point in time, if you find this interesting, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp. The name of the company is Afasi Financial Group. Our 1-800 number is 1-800-566-1002. We offer 24/7 customer service. You give us a call at any time, holidays, weekends. There will always be somebody standing by to take your phone call. And we are A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau because of the way that we do our educational process, and making sure that we are educating you, that you're confident, and the different scenarios, the different contracts that we also represent are going to offer something known as the Retire Sharp planning system that no other carrier has, no other financial institution does have access to our software. So, we try to make sure that we're giving you as much benefit as possible, and at any point in time, please give us a call. Once again, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel Retire Sharp so you could have access to the most updated videos. I want to thank you very much for watching this video.